Hi, today I'll be talking about how the justice system should be cutting down on court delays. Personally, I never had to deal with them, but I know there's a lot of negative outcomes when we delay court cases. Court cases in provincial courts are 18 months and 30 months in superior courts. Those are the usual timeline that they try to follow, but sometimes they go over the timeline because of the stay of proceedings, no matter how severe the crime is. There's a big impact when we delay court trials. Sometimes the cases are either being delayed more or dismissed. As well, it seems like the court is trying to accommodate the rights of the accused instead of the rights of the victims, which I believe we should kind of balance it between both. In one report, one of the statements were yet victims also have an important interest in the criminal justice system that is not delayed, as well as having charges stayed as a result of delays that hurt victims. Those two quotes say we should give victims the crime victims of the crime resources and information they need to cut down on judicial delays. There's a program in England and Wales that boosted support for victims and witnesses. Those included the basic needs such as childcare. They also addressed concerns such as fear of intimidation and provided them with greater communication throughout the process. There's a quote in that report that says there was an increase in the number of victims and witnesses that could testify. There was also an increase in early guilty pleas, so the court was not be delayed. I believe what could also help us is just asking the victims and also giving them protection and all the access to the information they need. There's another option online that says instead of double booking trials, we should triple book them, so it helps reduce court delays. Mary Moreau is the Chief Justice of Alberta's Court of Queen's bench. Mary's trying to get to trials to triple book because it gives the victims more security knowing that the accused is doing time instead of waiting for a bunch of years or months just to know if they're guilty or not. Most victims of the family want to know as soon as possible because they want to see the justice system doing their job and they want closure. Another thing Mary implemented was hiring part time judges capable of hearing cases with little time of notice. Even though it can cause problems within the courts, it is better than having them waiting longer just to figure it out what's happening. Another program that they she implemented is the early intervention case conference. It's often used in family court. The judge will sit down with both parties for at least 1 hour early before the trial to reduce the workload on the court. Another problem is just the building in general. The building in general is really old. They don't have enough space for just large crowds. They're hiring more judges, but there's also no space inside the buildings. Like I said before, hiring more, but also no space. And then when you combine that with the crowd, that's just not work. Those don't work out. Opening a new building in Calgary costs about 300 million, which will cause our taxes to raise, forcing us to pay more. I believe we should focus more on getting the trials as fast and accurate as possible because the longer delayed, like I said before, the more will be tossed out or could be just dismissed. The victims of the family as well should be in the question because the more the more the victims and the families wait, the more stressed out they become. We don't really rely on the victim and witness statements as well. We do more focus on kind of the evidence at hand. I believe we should balance both. Having the victim and witnesses say what they need is a great information piece that we need. But as well, we do have to remember that some people could lie even though they swear on the book that we won't lie on the court and whatnot. So for me, I believe we should get these court trials fast as possible. And yeah, Thank you.